Hey guys, it's your coach Carrie Hill. So today I want to talk about inflammation and how inflammation in the body runs my life, runs my husband's life, and pretty much dictates what we do with our health every single day. So at 30 years old, we were just getting ready to start a family, and my husband came home from the doctor and said he had rheumatoid arthritis, and I didn't know what that was. So what's the first thing you do when you're not really sure what that means? You Google it, right? And so I Google it, and it just is like doom and gloom, and my thought was, oh shit, my family is not going to be the family I thought it was going to be, that I'm going to be taking care of Scott. He's not going to be able to do the traveling, playing with our kids, the activities, we live a pretty active lifestyle, and he wasn't going to be able to do that anymore. That was my thought. And not knowing anything about it, we just thought we were going to have to live like that for the rest of our lives, and everything was going to change and suffer. And so the first thing that the doctors did was put him on methotrexate, which is like, oh, you have RA, here, take this, see if this helps. And it's kind of like the bottom level drug that they give. And I'll kind of backtrack that he was lucky that he didn't have a ton of joint damage done by his RA at that point. And so he didn't have to go to extremes right away, but they put him on methotrexate, and he had to go in for blood tests, and it came back one day. He came back with more pills and said, oh, now methotrexate is shutting down my liver, and so it's doing it so bad that I have to take these other pills to reverse the damage, because if I stay on this track, I'm going to be in big trouble. So there was another like, oh shit, what are you taking? And Scott had worked at a pharmacy for years and years at a compounding pharmacy, so he saw people who relied on prescription medication that helped them, and he saw a lot of people that relied on prescription medication that hurt them, that abused it, doctors prescribing it that abused it, things that doctors would just jump to pills rather than helping people change their lifestyles. He didn't like it. It's bad. I guarantee every single person watching this video knows someone affected by the opioid epidemic, knows someone that is reliant on medication to get through their day. And I am not knocking that, because for some people, and there's a wide range of things that they need that, and that helps them survive. So I'm not knocking that at all. So we knew that we didn't want to rely on medication. So we kind of dove into it, but we had to get Scott's RA under control. And so I went to the doctor with him, and I was kind of assured that RA can be put in rheumatoid arthritis. I'll refer to it as RA, sorry, but RA can be put into remission. Not something that I had ever read about online with the doom and gloom. So that gave me hope, and that put a goal up for us that we are going to put Scott's RA into remission. No idea how in the hell we were going to do that, but together we were going to do that and make that happen. So he stopped the methotrexate, and then he was put on Enbrel. And Enbrel is a shot. He was supposed to do it once a week, and it was like 6 weeks before he might ever even see some actual relief. And so he started doing these shots, and first of all, he's really scared of needles, so that was a big deal. But he started doing these shots every week. They made him feel like shit. They knocked out his immune system completely. He'd get sinus infections. He would just feel all over, just blah, down, no energy. So I'm thinking, okay, great, let's put RA into remission, and then take this drug that makes you not want to do anything anyway. So this isn't really a good trade, but we knew we had to do something, so that was a start. And then one day, he picked up this DVD that had been on our shelves forever, P90X, and he just jumped in and was like, I'm gonna do this. And he'd been watching a buddy of his who had an amazing transformation with P90X, and You know, there's so many, it's just kind of a staple workout program, and there's so many people that have had amazing success. So he started doing it even though there were days that he could barely walk on his heels. There were days that he could barely lift his shoulder. Some days he couldn't grip things because his pinky would hurt so bad, with different flare-ups, but he's doing it. And then he comes to me and he says he wants to try Shakeology, and I didn't know what the heck that was. And so we dive into this and we look, and we're on a single income at this point with an infant, and money was tight. And so any sacrifices, like something had to be cut from over here to make Shakeology work. And so, you know, we cut out DirecTV. We started buying Shakeology. He's feeling good. He's starting to feel like he can move again a little bit. He's getting into better shape. And things are finally starting to get better, and I finally start to see the light. And so I'm talking like 6 to 8 months maybe after his diagnosis, maybe even a little bit longer. We're finally seeing light at the end of the tunnel. He's still doing shots weekly. He still feels like shit. He still has no energy, but it's getting a little bit better with working out and drinking Shakeology, and it gave him kind of something else to focus on rather than just being like all-encompassing with this pain, because pain is debilitating, and mentally and physically, because once you can't move around, then you don't want to move around, and you need to move around to make yourself feel better, but it hurts so bad to even start. And so I can see how people get bedridden with this, and it just escalates and gets worse and worse. So he's feeling better. We're diving into this, like, what is the cause? You know, starting Shakeology, we're just now starting to look at rheumatoid arthritis and the cause of it, and what really deep down is the big deal. And that's where inflammation comes in, and we start really looking at inflammation and what causes inflammation in the body. So Shakeology started getting him on the right track every morning for eating, and feeding his body the missing nutrients that it wasn't getting before, feeding that dense nutrition, and had a lot of anti-inflammatory natural whole food components in it. And so that was our start. We started diving in there, looking at inflammation as a whole and realizing what that does to your body and the different things that it's creating, and all the places we are getting inflammation from in our typical diet these days is staggering. So by no means am I saying that I'm perfect. You know, I still like to have a beer, a drink. I still like to binge on shit food every once in a while. Like we still do that stuff. We still live our lives because we're human, God forbid, but we live it with knowing the consequence. So we rarely drink soda anymore. We stick to maybe a little bit of a low carb diet, and Scott's actually gonna probably go on a keto diet, so more on that to try to further reduce the inflammation. But so we're starting to get into our diet. We're starting to see results. Him and I both lost 30 pounds. He's able to move around, and slowly let's go back to Enbrel real quick. When I Googled Enbrel, one of the first side effects that come up is lymphoma. So makes you feel like shit, no energy, get sick because it knocks out your immune system, and then you're gonna get cancer. So right, all over bad. We want to get rid of medication if we can. So he's starting to, he decided, I'm just gonna skip, I'm not gonna take it this week, and I'm gonna see if I can make it another week. And then so slowly, as he's getting healthier and healthier and eating cleaner and cleaner and feeling better, he slowly, over the last couple years, increased. Instead of taking one shot every week, he's taking one shot every 8 to 12 weeks. So every 2 to 3 months, depending on how he does. And like I said, we're not perfect. So if he goes out with his friends and has drinks, then he's likely to have a flare-up sooner. If he is super clean and good, then that 3-month range is no big deal for him. So this became huge for a few reasons. First is for money, because we're on a single income, and money is always on our minds as a family. I'm sure it is yours too. So we were saving a ton of money because they're $1,000 a shot. So you're looking at $1,000 a week. Last year we had extremely shitty insurance, and so because he was able to save his shots from the year prior and not have one every single week, he was able to make his shots last almost a year and a half. He went back and he did get another round of shots, that because it's not completely in a remission, he still is taking those shots every 8 to 12 weeks, but he's going to continue to push longer and longer. And the end goal with going keto and everything is to hopefully get off the shots completely. But and then this year we actually he's in a program to help get his medicine, and he's kind of stocking up again in case he needs it. But it's freaking ridiculous how much this medicine costs, the side effects of it, how it makes you feel, what the effects it has on my family, because when he feels like shit and doesn't want to do anything, he stays home all day with the kids. They're not doing anything. They're crazy when I come home. He's cranky, doesn't want to do anything. It's just this snowball effect. So when I said in the beginning that inflammation runs our lives, it truly does. That we base all of our food decisions off that. If we're going to eat out and picking where to eat out, it's kind of off that, like, well, you don't want to have a flare-up, right? And then the snowball effect of how that affects our family down the road. A few days, it could be a week, and it's not predictable. So as we move down this inflammation journey, I will keep sharing, and things are really good. Things are great, and it's all under control, and he's able to control his RA to a point, right? But I'll continue to share this because I know that more and more people, young people, are being diagnosed with RA. And it's, I got a call from my friend just a couple months ago that her husband has been dealing with this, and they finally figured out it wasn't Lyme disease, it wasn't tendinitis, he's diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, and he's like same age as Scott, like 33, 34. So as we get into this, we want to share and want to help more people, because something in our environment is triggering people to get RA younger and younger, and it's an autoimmune response. Your body's attacking itself. So how do we reduce that inflammation? And it's super important for everybody. If you're concerned about cancer, I've lost pretty much everybody on my mom's side gets cancer, so I'm concerned about that. I want to reduce inflammation in my body for that. If you have any sort of autoimmune disease, from MS to RA to whatever, like, inflammation is the basis of pissing off our bodies and making something bad happen. Just the other day I saw a little report about these breast implants they're putting in people, and they've been putting in women, and it's doing like awful large cell myoblastoma cancer in women, because the surface of the implants are rough and causing tissue, and doctors aren't even aware of it, so they're treating women with freaking chemo drugs that's radioactive shit in your body and destroys everything else, and then they still have the stupid implants in there and not realizing that's what's causing the breast cancer. So we have to wake up to inflammation, you guys. And here's what has worked for us. I know that it's not perfect, and we're not doctors and we're not scientists and know exactly, but we are conscious human beings who are trying to do better. And I hope that this message reaches you and that you can try to do better. If you want to start on getting control of your diet and your inflammation, drugs are the easy way out, and that's kind of what's got our society into the place it is with the opioid epidemic. People are addicted to shit drugs that are doing shit to their body, and it needs to stop. And you can only control you and do the best for you. So whatever, do the best for you. Make that choice, make that decision to take that step and do that. I am more than willing to talk to you and share with you my experience. Scott is more than willing to talk to you. So message me if you want some help. And I hope that this video helps you. If you think it could help anybody else, please share it. and you guys have a great day.